county is?
Marshfield Township.
Marshfield Township?
Yeah.
Is
They're
that?
all divided into districts, the schools were.
Mhm.
We went to District 73.
Is that school still there? No.
Ain't any of them
There ain't any of them there anymore.
They're all done.
Not even a foundation for that one.
Mm.
He's farming at their farmer.
Mm-hmm.
So how far away from school were you?
Mile and a half.
Did you walk?
Yeah.
Uphill.
Both ways.
Both ways.
Both ways. Good morning, Roy.
When we start complaining, yeah, it's uphill.
Yeah, it's uphill, but you know, then when you come home, it's downhill.
Well, if a
Oh, it was uphill
storm
both
came
ways,
up,
Norie.
Dad would come and get us. But other than that, we used our feet.
So then would you ride in a wagon, on horse, sled?
Depending upon the conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it was a horse and buggy or horse and wagon or sleigh or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If the snow was deep, it was a sled or a sleigh.
So did you ever wear pants to school then? Grandma was talking about wearing pants to school when it was cold.
Well, that was in high school. We had a resort to wearing overalls over our stuff. Slacks hadn't been invented yet. And we bought some overalls and pulled over our stuff and took them off when we got to school.
They
Because-
weren't allowed in the school.
Because it was extremely cold,
Mhm.
that especially one winter.
Yeah, 1936.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
your grandma fainted. She got so cold one time.
I remember her sitting in the hall after shots. She and Elvira Ricks with their heads in there.
Right.
Yeah, I can remember you two girls.
Fainted every
They
time.
Fainted every time.
Fainted all the time,
We
yeah.
just knew it was gonna happen every time.
You knew that I was always gonna faint, yeah. Oh gosh, I sure did.
You weren't so tough them days.
No, I sure as heck wasn't. I sure as heck wasn't.
So do you remember the school? Can you describe it? Was it one room?
Your country.
The country.
The country school?
Certainly, it was
Mhm.
one room
How was it heated?
with a big stove, a great big.
Coal or cobs or whatever you could
They
find?
would start it with wood and then use coal.
Uh-huh.
And the teacher was the janitor, and she was everything.
And you had every age?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was 8th grade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. About how many kids attended?
Well, sometimes we were up to 25 kids
Mhm.
when I went, and I suppose it was about the same with you.
It started with, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But really, you learn from listening to the other grades. So
Yeah.
I don't see there's anything wrong with mixing grades.
Sure. Do you remember any diseases, accidents, anything that happened to Gordy when he was young?
A few funny ones.
Well,
I remember he got his hair pulled a few times.
by someone sitting in the room?
Yeah.
His sister.
He damn near drag him across the room.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why too.
He would tease.
So it couldn't have been that teasing that those guys did.
I got to the point where that was enough. I got hold of him.
The only girl in the bunch.
You bet. You can't lick him, you join him.
You fight back.
So did you ever have to punch him for anything?
Oh, I would pinch and pull hair and, fight like a girl,
Sure.
And of course, he's a gentleman, he'd never hit back. He never did.
He never hit me, no, he didn't.
So what
he
kind?
knew he'd gone too far, for God's sakes, by that time.
No, he never hit a girl, I don't think.
No,
I don't
I
think
don't-
so,
uh-uh.
no. But he asked for it. Every bit of it.
So you said you remember some funny accidents?
Well, she's got another funny one she's going to tell about the potato time.
Yes, my dad always raised many, many potatoes.
Acres.
Acres, yeah, and of course these potatoes, a lot of them went to market. We didn't eat all those. Anyway, we were supposed to be out picking potatoes. Gordy liked to goof around, you know. Instead of picking potatoes, he was throwing potatoes at me. Finally, I got mad and walked home. Then they could pick the potatoes.
Of course, he wasn't gonna say he wasn't doing his job. So.
No.
So, do you remember any other activities he was involved in other than 4-H?
Not too many, no.
Was he ever in like chorus or sports teams or?
No.
Did he play an instrument?
No. He had a beautiful voice.
Do you remember some of his toys? Some of his favorite toys when he was a kid?
I don't remember
I think
having any
a gun
toys.
to go hunting and a ball, a bat and a ball,
That's about
Shoot
it.
trap.
and
Yeah,
fishing rod and some traps.
tree
That
to
was
climb.
his,
And a tree to climb. We
Mhm.
climbed lots of trees.
and a tree to climb, yeah.
And a good pocket knife.
Yeah, a good part of it.
Mm-hmm. When he was little, do you remember him mentioning what he wanted to be when he got older?
Mm-mm.
No? Who else did you guys play with when you were kids?
I had one brother. That was it.
Pretty much the three of you hung around together all the time?
Not
Well,
all
they
the
were-
time. As soon as we could separate, we got our own way too.
But you and Jensen's kids were always together.
Oh, yeah, we're neighbor kids, yeah.
Well, you always played together
Yeah, yeah.
when you were young. You were always
From what
together.
I've heard anyway.
Yeah, from what I've heard too, they were always together.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't think you ever played with Ernie Billy that often,
Not
did
very
you?
much.
He was a
Stinker.
darn stinker.
Yeah, he was more he was a rat kind, that guy.
No, mostly Jensen's kids.
So what church?
Any other neighbors close?
Yeah. How far away were the closest neighbors?
Well, they were there a little over half a mile.
Half
from
a mile. They'd walk across the field.
Mm-hmm. So what church did your family attend when you were young?
We were confirmed and baptized in Danville Lutheran Church.
Dana Bud?
Yeah.
Okay. So then when you guys got married, then Grandpa decided to go to your church. Uh-huh. So then when you guys got married, whose church did you go to?
We went to Danville.
Did you?
That was the custom. You always followed the wife.
So what were you before that?
English.
English Lutheran?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his parents went to the same church as my
Yeah.
parents.
Okay. So he never had a bike then? No. What kind of radio shows did you guys listen to when you were young?
Well, we didn't have radio until late 30s. But they had radio.
Amos and Andy.
Amos and Andy. They were
The Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger. Amos and Andy, you know, they were special.
I can remember them way back in 25, I listened to them on the earphones.
And Lum and Abner.
And Lum and Abner, yeah.
Yeah, there was another one too, it seems to me.
Yeah, I was just little kid.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
They come later.
That came later.
They came later.
Yeah.
Came later though.
We didn't get a radio either till about 36.
Mm-hmm.
About
No,
the time we got
my folks had a radio, one with the big
horn.
speaker
Dial.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember before you got a radio, Gordon used to come over to our place listening to ball games. Minneapolis Miller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'd sit there all day and listen. boy.
So did Grandpa get an allowance? Did any of you guys get an allowance when you were kids?
Didn't hear it. No
Mhm.
such a thing.
No, you just got a dime when you went to town.
Yeah.
You're
If you were
lucky to
lucky
get
to get a
lucky to
nickel.
get a dime.
A nickel generally.
I think it was a nickel. The Thompsons maybe got a dime,
No,
but the
you
rest of
sneaked
us
up,
got
you
a
sneaked.
nickel.
You got a nickel when you left, but when you got down, you hit mom, got another nickel.
No, it didn't work that way. Maybe.
And in the grocery store, I always gave you a sack of candy with you, when you paid
With
up
the
your
grocery.
bill.
With your
Mhm.
order.
When you got a groceries, they gave a sack of candy. So we had candy.
Mhm.
More candy, you scoop in there.
Yeah, there was always a
They
sack
didn't
of
weigh it, they
candy.
just threw it in the
Yeah.
sack. That's-
And my dad would, when we went with him to town in the summertime, we had to stay in the car. He didn't want us running around, but he always treated us to an ice cream cone when we were ready to go home. So,
So that was worth going to town
You
for
bet.
because
That's what
yeah,
we went to
it
town
was-
for.
Yeah, it was.
Sure.
Even if you
He'd
couldn't
like-
get out of the
he'd
car,
like
you
to go in and have a glass of beer too, when he was in town.
I bet he did. No, we didn't get any beer.
No.
Yeah,
Ice cream cone was good.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
yeah.
What kind of
He couldn't stand much beer, but he liked to have a glass.
Oh, yeah. No, we couldn't stand.
what kind of
stand any more
food
than Wayne.
did he like as a kid? Do you remember his favorite food when he was?
Gordy? Lots of beef and gravy and potatoes.
Real food.
Yeah, real food.
Man food.
Man food, right. And I think he liked pie too, didn't he? When he was younger.
Yeah, that's when he was younger. He sure as heck did.
Yeah.
What did he hate? What would he not eat or fuss about? Would
I think he liked everything.
I think we had to like everything.
You
We
just had to like
We didn't
everything.
have any likes and dislikes.
There wasn't any choice. You ate what was put on the table.
You ate what was put on the table.
And shut up.
Yep. And if you didn't eat it for dinner, you got it for supper.
You had, you weren't hungry.
Go to bed. Yeah, you can go without if you don't eat it.
so? Were you saying Grandpa ate a lot of eggs as a kid? You guys ate a lot of eggs. Couple meals a day.
Well, when there wasn't meat on the table, then Ma would try some eggs.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever get sick of them?
I did, very much so.
Gordy did too for some years until then he started making them for breakfast. You
Yeah.
know.
Fried eggs and fried potatoes.
Yeah.
Boy, they were good. Raw fried potatoes and fried eggs. Yeah.
That still goes good.
I
Yeah.
still like that for evening meal. That
That's
raw
what
fried potatoes.
Arnold likes that.
Mhm.
Not
I
much
still
gravy
like
for
that.
it, but.
Yeah, I do too. Don't have it very often, but I sure as heck like that once in a while. Get hungry for it.
Mhm.
Do you remember what his room looked like? What kind of furniture he had? What kind of wall hangings?
They didn't have any furniture there.
It was very, very plain. You're lucky to have a bed to sleep in. No, I don't remember.
What was yours like? Your room?
Very plain too. I didn't have money for anything.
Painted walls, a mirror hanging
wallpaper.
up.
Wallpaper, I guess it
I
was.
think it was wallpaper, wasn't it?
The old houses always had wallpaper.
Pretty skimpy.
Yeah, because the old plaster cracked and they had to cover it up with
Mhm.
wallpaper. Was what it
Cover the
was.
hole, cover the hole up.
Cover the holes up with
Yeah.
wallpaper is what it was years ago.
I was so happy when I could have painted walls.
Oh gosh,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but them old houses, you know, you couldn't, when it cracked, you had to cover up the crack because the wind whistled through it.
It came right through. They weren't insulated or anything. That's right. That was part of the reason.
That was the
You
main
couldn't
reason.
see light through the cracks.
I think you could.
When you got up in the morning, put your finger up to feel which way
How
the wind was
cold it
coming.
was in the bedroom.
So,
Yeah, it wasn't funny. It was
No.
cold.
And those upstairs rooms were really cold.
Oh, gee.
you couldn't take a glass of water sitting by the bed.